Hello everybody and welcome back again to another video. This video is about the third round matches and a little preview of the quarterfinals that we're gonna see. And today 8 players reached the quarterfinals as usual, and the biggest upset today was Matteo Berrettini's victory over Roberto Bautista Agut, where he won that match in 2 straight sets, and all the other matches went to 2 straight sets victories, except Stefanos Tsitsipas' match against Hubert Hurkacz, he won that match in 2-1 in sets, and it was a tight match. But finally, Stefanos Tsitsipas dug deep in his toolbox and turned around the table. He was ahead most of the match, but it was pretty even in the end, but finally he managed to turn the tables around. And another match was between Karen Khachanov and Fabio Fognini. And we all know when Fognini wants to play tennis, when he has his mind on the court, when everything works from him, he's sometimes a magic man that creates tennis out of this world that only a few people on the ATP Tour can manage, and he did that almost today. He won in 2 tight sets against Khachanov with the huge who has a huge forehand and a huge serve, but he managed to play his own game and won that match fair and square. And of course we have also Daniil Medvedev's victory against Pospisil. It was 2 tight sets where Daniil Medvedev managed to win again. He's a living wall, he's a ball machine, he's super consistent nowadays. So he did a good work. He didn't let his head down. He just kept on working hard and finally won that match in 2 tight sets. And now he's also in the quarterfinals. And then we have Dominic Thiem, who won against Bashiavili today in 2 straight sets also. Dominic Thiem is starting to get the warm in his clothes now. He's looking superb. He's looking great when he hits the ball with such power. He can hit through anybody. And his game today reminds me of the tennis I've seen him play in Roland Garros and in Indian Wells, because the grass season was a disaster. And the pre-American swing tournaments before US Open was also a disaster for Dominic Thiem. He didn't add much to those tournaments, I can tell you. He didn't play good enough, like a world number 4 or 5 that he is now. But that was not acceptable for his standards. But now he's in the quarterfinals. He's gonna meet Matteo Berrettini, who won against Roberto Bautista Agut, and that's gonna be a pretty amazing match, because they have met only 1 time, and that was last year's Roland Garros, where he took a set from Dominic Thiem. So he's a good clay court player, and now he has shown some good results in the grass court tournaments, and he went to semi-final at US Open. Now he's gonna meet Dominic Thiem in the quarters of the ATP Masters in Shanghai. So he has nothing to lose. He has a huge serve. He has a huge forehand. He creates many free points with his serve. But on the other hand, when Dominic Thiem is in form, he should beat this Italian dude. Not easy, but he's an overwhelming favorite in this match. And I think that Dominic Thiem will win this match. Yes. And then we have the match between Novak Djokovic and Stefanos Tsitsipas. That matchup is very pure. We have only 2 meetings between these 2 guys, and it's 1-1 head-to-head. So, but to be honest, when Tsitsipas won against Novak wasn't a super shape that he is now. So I give, of course, Novak the edge in this match, because Novak met Jon Isner today, the man with the most powerful serve on the tour. And Isner showed that he's a limited guy today, because when he meets a superb returner, a ball striking genius from the baseline like Novak Djokovic, he has nothing to collect from that match, because Novak Djokovic neutralized his serve. He used Isner's weaknesses to his advantage, and he won that match pretty fair and square in 2 straight sets. And when Novak is in the zone, like we all know, he's the best player on tour. Nobody can beat him when he's in the zone. And today, Novak showed why he was superior in the match against such a quality serving player like Jon Isner. Because in this match, actually, Novak Djokovic served better than Jon Isner. He had higher percentage in first serves in. He won more points on his first serve than Jon Isner. And that shows that Novak is the most complete guy on the tour. Because if you are better than a guy like Isner in that department, that means you're mean. He's a mean machine. Both from the baseline, he has good serve, he has good rhythm, he has clean ground strokes, he can use every angle, he can do whatever he wants on the court, Novak Djokovic. And that's why he has been so consistent this year, and the other years that he has performed his superb tennis. But this year is no exception, because we all know he has been plagued with injuries. He had some elbow injuries earlier this year. He had some injuries after US Open too, but he comes back in fit form. And when he's fit, when his mind is on the court, when he's focused, he's the guy to beat. Trust me, he's the guy to beat. But the only guys that can challenge him for real is guys like Rafael Nadal, Federer, and Medvedev. Those maybe team also. We have seen some surprises early in Masters tournament where Novak had lost against Tsitsipas, has lost against Thiem, has lost against lower ranked players, but not when he has been in super shape. And that's why he is now, and he will win his quarter against Stefanos Tsitsipas. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm not counting on upset in that match. And today's last match, I've actually saw 2 matches today. I saw Novak's match against Isner, and I saw Roger Federer's performance against David Goffin. I don't know what to say. If I'm gonna praise Roger Federer or I'm gonna bark at him a little bit, because the level that Roger showed in the first set was terrible. From every angle, he let a guy like Goffin, who is a solid baseline player, he's pretty good. He's one of the best in the world from the baseline, actually. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he let David Goffin dictate from the baseline, and Federer wasn't super sharp today. He did some crucial unforced error in the first set. He did many in the first 3 games. I counted up to 8 unforced error, and that's not good on this level. And then he had some problem in his serve until 4-4. He had 2 or 3 service games that he struggled. He managed to win. He played one service game that was up to 8 minutes. But somehow he find a way. And David Goffin was also not super clutch in those breakpoint opportunities in his set balls. I think he had 5 or 6 set balls in the tie break and totally in the set generally. So when he broke Federer to serve for this set, he actually had 2 set points, and Federer had also 2 set points in his serve, in David Goffin's serve when he was 5-4 up, but he didn't manage to take advantage of that opportunity either. So in the first set, he did some bad volleys, bad decision. He wasn't focused enough. Roger Federer, his serve percentage number was normal, but he didn't win so many points on his first serve. And that changed drastically in the second set, where we saw a little bit normal level of Roger Federer, not the supreme level, but a level that's enough to beat guys like Goffin. Even if a guy like Goffin have a good day at work, that just shows how good these big freeze level are and how difficult it is to beat these guys. Because Federer can make mistakes. He can invite his opponent to take control of the match. Sometimes Novak does that too, but never Rafa. He never gives his opponent that chance. So basically, in the first set, you can say that Roger Federer got the get me out of jail free ticket card from Goffin, because in the important points, like set points that he had, he made double faults. He missed the court with like 1 meter on his ground strokes from the baseline. He didn't execute, because when Federer's first serve doesn't work, his first strike tennis doesn't work either. And today in the first set we saw that. But in the second set, Roger raised his level. He took care of the situation. He have won the first set. He was more relaxed. And of course, guy like Goffin, when he loses the first set to a guy like Federer, he will never stand a chance. And that's what happened today. And Roger will play better from now. I know that, because he always does that. The deeper he goes, he always usually struggles 1 or 2 matches and then find his way to a final or semi-final at least. So I'm counting on Roger, who's going to meet Alexander Zverev, who bageled Rublev in the first set, and he had a 3-0 lead in the second and 5-2 lead, only to lose that opportunity. And Rublev leveled the match, and the match second set went to tiebreak, where Zverev finally won. He did like 7 double faults also in the match, but he produced a lot of aces too. So his serve is starting to get warm, and he's gonna be a tricky match for Federer. Even though I hold Roger as the overwhelming favorite in this match, they have met 6 times before. They have won every other match, and Roger won the first match, and that means that Zverev has won their last previous meeting, and that was in the ATP finals, in the semifinals last year, where he won, and finally he eventually beat Novak Djokovic in the final to lift his biggest trophy so far in his career. But I will hold Roger as the favorite, but not a super overwhelming favorite in that match. And we all know that I didn't hold him as the super favorite in the match against Goffin, because I know he's gonna trouble Roger in some way. But anyway, Roger did his job like he does. He was not at his best, but that was enough today for him to beat a guy like David Goffin. And we will see what's happening in the following quarterfinal matches. Thanks for listening. Take care and bye-bye.